Okay, y'all. So if y'all could rate Tyler Perry Sistas season 7 overall out of 10, what would you give it? Okay, y'all. So I'd probably give it a 3 or 4. I'd probably give it a 3 or 4. I think the highlights for me out of this whole season, I'm gonna try to remember everything that happened. So the first thing, number one on the list, is Gary got what's coming to him. He got what's coming to him. I was gonna say, the whole fact that Zach, Karen, they all on the same page as of right now. As of right now, that's definitely on the list. But I said Gary getting what's coming to him. The only disappointment for me is the fact how he went out. And I don't think he's dead. I don't think he's dead. I think he's still coming. They said he's supposed to be in the hospital, but he could be in the hospital, he could end up in a coma, he could actually pass. But I said for me, he should have got beat up. They should have showed him getting beat up. Somebody should have swung on him or something. How many times this man done disrespected everybody or done something? But yeah, just for her to walk in there and him to have a doggone knife in his chest. Somebody said they seen Jordan with the knife in his back pocket or something like that. I said, for real? I said, I ain't see that. I said, let me go back and look. I don't know if they were just saying that to get the conversation going or what, but yeah, they said it. I'm gonna go back and look because I did not see that. But I said one thing they gonna do is introduce a storyline or make a big fuss of a storyline and not follow up with it. Not follow up with it. Now I already had said beforehand, and even with the synopsis, the title said something about had it coming. Had it coming. So obviously it was Gary who had it coming. And they said it in the episode. And I was like, yeah, he definitely had it coming. Excuse me. But I said, nah, they could have jumped. They could have jumped him. They should have jumped him. Something. I wanted to see somebody swing on him or something. Well, we did see Zach. Oh yeah, this season Zach swung on him. Zach hit him. What else happened? Something else happened. I forgot. But yeah, I think this man gonna be still kicking on next season. He gonna be still kicking. I wonder if this gonna be the final season. Do y'all think it should be the final season? I think I asked y'all that before. Some people say yeah. Some people say it should have been in it. Other people felt like nah, it shouldn't be. Also with the Gary situation, it brings up Andy. A lot of people felt like Andy should have done more. She should have been the one who set Gary straight. She should. And then if Jordan did do it, it's like, okay, she was gonna get over here and sacrifice her life, marry this man or whatever, just for you to go take matters into your own hand, just for her to call him and tell what was going on. And I was like, really, Andy? Really? I hope that next season she's more, what's a good word, courageous, or she stands up for herself more all the time with Gary, especially because we've seen her do it with Maurice. Who else? I think she had with Karen as well. So I'm like, okay, it's Gary's turn. The Tamara situation, Tamara and Hayden. So first of all, Tamara, I'm glad she got exposed because she was running around here talking all that mess. And then it's the fact that she really thought she was doing something with Gary just by what she told Fatima, talking about some the new thing, basically the new woman in Gary's life. He's not stuck on Andy no more. I said, really, really. I'm glad she got exposed because she did all that talk. Not only that, because Hayden over here, he be over here. Look, he stirred up so much mess, so he was stirring up. I wonder will we see him actually change and be better or do better. I wanted to see more in regards to him too. I wanted him to get what was coming to him as well. He did in a sense because Andy got the promotion or whatever, and then Tamara in the doggone car crying. What you crying for? Well, I said, why people? You sit up here, you been cheating. I guess he just thought she would never do it to him, but it's the fact that he knew what type of person she was or how she operated. So why are you shocked? It's just like him being shocked about Gary. And I was like, I think I said it already. I asked again, like, okay, if you get bit by a snake, I wonder, can a snake bite you twice? I don't know. Somebody coming down below. Can a snake bite you twice? Because if you knew Gary was a snake, you seen him do messed up stuff to everybody else. What made you think that he wouldn't bite you as well? Okay, y'all. So the other major thing I feel like was a highlight is the fact that the beef between Karen. A lot of people feel like they should have just ended the friendship. I don't know. I liked it that they had an actual conversation about it because nowadays, like, people don't do that no more. They just be like, oh, let me throw the friendship out the window instead of having an actual conversation and change behavior because you can't just have a conversation. You have to actually hear the person and make the changes. So we'll see next season, y'all, because y'all know how it go. Y'all know how it go. But Karen also look like things are better between her and Zach, as well as I ain't gonna say it between her and Fatima. It's starting to be. It's starting to be. But y'all know last season we seen at the end they was kind of cordial or whatever. But then it came back. Karen immediately, and I think it was the first episode. Karen immediately started talking to us or taking cracks at Fatima and Zach or whatever. So we'll see. I think another major highlight is the fact that Danny has improved, or she's improving or whatever. She's, first of all, she has always spoken up for herself, but I love how she handled the whole Tony situation. A lot of people are disappointed that she's more patient with Tony than she was with Preston, and I agree. I feel like she definitely is changing, but the goal is to change, right? I love that he was the only one she was with this season, because y'all know since we seen her, she been with some of everybody. She been with somebody, everybody. I hate to say it like that, but that's true. It's true. And a lot of people were speaking on that. They were saying how she was actually in one relationship this time. I said, yeah. For him to sit up here again, y'all know how I feel about that. Y'all know how I feel about that. She's sitting up here doggone. Nah, I said she's sitting up here. He's sitting up here telling her in her face she's insecure, but behind her back to his friend, he's admitting that Tiffany was interfering. The downside about that whole situation is the fact that they introduced this lady. Obviously, we was gonna see her at some point because she's the kid's mother. Just for her to go, just for she to go, just for she to go. For real, cause I look, y'all know we be making up stuff in our head about how these storylines gonna go, and they never do. I was like, okay, they was gonna have to have a whole confrontation. Then gonna have to set her straight. I mean, she did come to her house or whatever, but still. But yeah, I was like, okay, she gonna have to confront her. I thought we was gonna get a reveal that it was actually Tiffany putting her daughter up to stealing and stuff just to cause problems and make it seem like, oh, she can't go over here, or she's interfering with us and our kids or whatever. She's not watching our kids and all that. Nothing. Talking about so she leaving. Then talking about he'll be back. He'll be back. Looked around the doggone room and I said, what? Now that she's leaving, you want to admit the fact that, yeah, she was trying to come in between y'all and all this other stuff. I said, no, I don't know. Again, they said he's a series regular. People are saying that he's not coming back. Some people feel like he is coming back. I want to know if they're going to do a time jump. Y'all know season 8, they say that Gary's going to be in the hospital and all hell's supposed to break loose at the hospital. So I'm assuming they finna start pointing fingers or they're going to be questioned or something like that. We'll see. Now, this the one, y'all. This the one. I guess I got so invested in this storyline that I forgot that she was only like what 5 or 6 months pregnant. That Karen was only 5 or 6 months pregnant or whatever. Cause our show was like, I was like, yeah, she finna get ready. She gonna go into labor when all them fighting and stuff like that. Now she could, cause you know it's happened. It's called the baby will end up premature. The babies will end up premature or something like that. I thought that it was all gonna happen at the wedding or whatever. It was gonna be too much. That's when she was gonna go into labor. Maybe she was gonna start bleeding, something like that. They walked out the doggone. They walked out the doggone door. And we ain't see them no more. I was like, where did they go? I forgot where they said they was going. But yeah, I assume Karen would go into labor at the end. Because, they had them. She made up with Danny. Her and Zach had made up or whatever. They are like I keep saying, when they alone, they get along better, in my opinion. I will say, I do notice lately, I think it was on the last episode, the episode before the season finale, where Zach went to talk to her. Was he trying to talk to her about Fatima and her working things out? And she was kind of dismissive of him. She wasn't like, how we seen her before, instead of trying to get him back and stuff like that. So that's a good thing, actually. But yeah, I don't know why I was thinking this lady was, she could have, but we were saying that maybe something was going to happen. I don't know why everybody else was saying. I think they just didn't want her to have Zach baby. I think that's what it was. But me, I was like, she done made up with Danny. Zach, Aaron and Zach getting along. They over here making plans, over here building furniture and stuff. And Fatima and her, they looking out for each other, all this stuff. And I was like, yeah, something bad about to happen. Nothing. Oh, before I forget this part, because I didn't write it down, Maurice. Now, all these scenes where he was in, and, a lot of us were saying, okay, it seemed like a filler. Like, they was just putting him there to pass time or something like that. The season finale is when you don't show this man. Because I was like, they were saying that Q was coming back. So I was wondering, was Grayson involved with Q? Did Q put him up to or something like that? The reason they said that, well, I'm assuming, they had the man that plays Q listed under the characters. And it said he's supposed to be returning this year. So that's why they assumed it. So I'm like, yeah. I said, ooh, Q about to return. Or, Q could have not showed up, but called Maurice and reached out to him or something like that. But they didn't even show the man. They didn't even show him. And I'm like, what? But yeah, who else we got? The men. I said all the men questionable at this point. Now, Jordan, y'all know I've been saying, at first I was saying Tony and Danny. I was like, yeah, I was rooting for them. But after that whole ex-wife situation, it's a no for me. We're going to give it time. We're going to give it a little bit of time. We'll see next season. But Jordan ended up showing up for Danny. I don't, not Danny, for Andy. I be getting them confused sometimes. He showed up for her. And I was like, look at Jordan. Look at Jordan. He done popped up. He done popped up here or whatever. He said he followed his henchman. But he was already there, so was you outside waiting? When you seen the girls walk in, that's when you decided to come in or what? And I just thought about that. I thought about what he said about how he followed him here. And I said, so you was in the car waiting or what? Because if you follow him here and he over here, he was on guard watching Andy. I said, they could have took him. They could have took Hudson. He done popped up. He had disappeared as well. I thought Ethan was going to be there or something like that. I wanted Ethan to be exposed. Look, I don't know. I just thought, I know sometimes in shows or on shows, they don't fully end certain storylines, but come on now. Come on now. I know I see I wasn't the only one that was disappointed by the season finale, because what was that? Somebody said it was the best season finale ever, and I said, where? Now we all entitled to our opinion, but come on now. I'm gonna leave it alone though, because we are entitled to our own opinion. I just was disappointed. Sabrina and Rich, that's a downside. Because what this man, y'all know I keep speaking on it. He said out his own mouth, he did not want kids. He never saw himself having kids. Then he went and talked to his boys. And he was like, okay, first he said he just never saw himself having kids. Then he said, oh, I wanted to be financially stable first or whatever. So then they started telling him, basically on one episode, I think it was just Jordan on one, then it ended up being Tony. Then they both was together and they told him, like, that's a good woman. You're going to lose a good woman, all that. And he was like, you know what? I didn't never saw myself having kids. But now both of you guys are saying that I'm messing up. I'm making a mistake. You know, I'm starting to think that I am. And it's like sometimes, you know, your friends can point you in a good direction and make you see that you tripping. But for something like this, I have my doubts about him actually wanting kids with her. And it's not just because, you know, the synopsis or the spoiler says next season he's going to have reservations about how to start a family. Not if they're going to have a family, but how to have one, and about their relationship. So I was like, you still on the same stuff. And not only that, he told her, okay, he said, I just didn't see myself having kids before I met you, but since I met you or whatever, I want to be the one to give you kids. Then he said, I want to keep you. What did he say? He said something basically like he want to keep her more than he don't want to have kids. I said, sir. Anybody else caught that? Anybody else caught that? And I said, it sounded like you still confused. Now, at first, y'all know, I was like, maybe it was a situation where he actually didn't see himself having kids with that woman he was with. Because, you know, it can be possible. Some people you just know, once you with them or whatever, you know, I can't have no kids with you. You know, I just don't see myself having a family with you, having a business with you, none of that stuff. Because, you know, it's a lot of couples out there like that. But he keep changing his story. I don't know if it's just because of the writing or what, but that don't align with what he's saying out his mouth one minute, then the next minute it's something completely different. You okay? Okay. What else? We already talked about Tony and Danny. Did we talk about Tony and Danny on this video? About how he over here, he don't know what he want either. That's what it looked like. I don't know. Pam. Did Pam ever talk to Karen about, you know, after she had the conversation with Trey, when he was like, it's time for her to break Karen off and all this stuff? Also, spoiler alert, if you didn't see my other videos, Karen's supposed to be getting sued, allegedly. Do y'all think that's going to be because she partnered with Pam and used some of her products? Or do y'all think it's just going to be something that Karen did? Yeah, and I think that was the last thing. Because we talked about, we didn't talk about Fatima and Zach. They didn't show too much. I mean, we've seen Fatima and Zach with Michael Moore. I wonder will we see Heather pop up in season 8 or something like that to see her son. What else about Zach and Fatima? People were speculating that she was going to find out or announce then that she was pregnant. Do y'all think they haven't showed the trailer because some of it would have revealed some things in regards to sisters, or y'all think they just didn't drop the doggone trailer? But yeah, y'all, I think that's basically everything. If not, I just drop either some shorts or something like that. Let me know y'all thoughts down below. Stay tuned for the next video. Until next time, deuces, have a great rest of the day and be safe.